For today's headlines, Duterte approves guidelines on the pilot implementation of alert levels in NCR. Davao gets Go Boost. Cusi orchestrates lights on in Batanes. Eleazar seeks updated drugs list. Over 24 million students back to school. Traffic snarls seen post-pandemic.
Hindi kami against.
Russians get prize offers for vote. ECOP chief says Bakuna Bubble not enough to ensure economic activity. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is September 14, 2021, and these are the latest news this Tuesday morning. President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the guidelines on the pilot implementation of alert level system for coronavirus disease response in the National Capital Region. Presidential spokesperson Secretary Harry Roque said the new classification framework aims to curb the spread of COVID-19 and its variants. In this new classification framework, we proactively advocate the principles of 3 C's: closed, crowded, and close contact strategy, which shall be applied in Metro Manila starting September 16, 2021, Roque said. Alert Level 1 is for areas wherein case transmission is low and decreasing, total bed utilization rate and intensive care unit utilization rate are low. Alert Level 2 are areas wherein case transmission is low and decreasing, healthcare utilization is low, or case counts are low but increasing, or case counts are low and decreasing by total bed utilization rate and intensive care unit utilization rate is increasing. Alert Level 3 are areas wherein case counts are high and or increasing with total bed utilization rate and increasing intensive care unit utilization rate. Alert Level 4 areas have case counts that are high and or increasing with total bed utilization rate and high intensive care unit utilization rate. Alert Level 5 are areas with alarming case counts with total bed utilization rate and critical intensive care unit utilization rate. Senator Christopher Bongo informed disadvantaged residents during an aid activity in Davao City that his office will continue to give assistance and work together with local officials to help those in distress amid the ongoing pandemic. He said, and I quote, "We are in an ongoing crisis these days. Many businesses have closed and many have lost their jobs. As your senator, I am working hard to give aid through our programs." End quote. The senator, through his team, provided snacks, food packs, vitamins, masks, and face shields to 600 residents who belong to various vulnerable groups in Barangay Centro Agdao and Bangoy. New pairs of shoes were given to select recipients, while bicycles were given to other beneficiaries. Some were also given computer tablets to aid their children in their studies. Go appealed to the youth to study hard even though face-to-face learning is still not possible, saying that they can't open schools right now because it's still too dangerous. Meanwhile, the Department of Social Welfare and Development distributed financial assistance, while the Department of Agriculture distributed vegetable seeds to aid their livelihood and help ensure food security. These are part of a comprehensive set of government interventions for individuals and communities in crisis. The Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Trade and Industry, and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority conducted assessments of potential beneficiaries for their respective livelihood assistance and skills training programs. Go, who also chairs the Senate Committee on Health, urged those eligible to be vaccinated. He noted that the immunization significantly minimized the likelihood of having severe COVID-19 symptoms and even death. Energy Secretary Alfonso G. Cusi is mobilizing all means to restore power in Batanes at the wake of Typhoon Kiko, ordering the National Power Corporation Small Power Utilities Group, or NPC-SPUG, and the National Electrification Administration, or NEA, to utilize all available manpower and other resources to this end. With the assessment reports on the damage of the typhoon coming in, Cusi stressed the need to act with dispatch and restore normalcy to the lives of the people of Batanes. As of this writing, the NPC-SPUG is synchronizing and restoring the operations of its generators for the islands of Basco, Itbayat, and Sabtang, while Batanelco's linemen are inspecting and clearing the power lines. In the meantime, the NEA is coordinating with PhilReca for the mobilization of Task Force Kapatid to augment the manpower and resource requirements of Batanelco. Initial coordination with the local officials of Batanes are going to ensure the adherence of the restoration teams from MPC and NEA to the established health protocols in the area. All their efforts have to be in accordance with the established health protocols of the national and local authorities. Thus, they have to be creative in providing the best solution for the restoration of power for Batanes, Cusi said as he reminded the restoration teams of the energy family. Tribune News on Q will be back after these short reminders. We're back on Tribune News on Q. Philippine National Police Chief General Guillermo Alazar on Monday tasked all local police chiefs to update their rosters of suspected drug personalities following the seizure of billions worth of shabu in the recent weeks. Eleazar cited the need to update the lists as 809 kilograms of illegal drugs were confiscated in separate anti-illegal drugs operations in Zambales, Bataan, and Cavite. The total haul has a street value of more than 5.5 billion pesos, the biggest drug confiscation this year. Eleazar based his order on the call by President Rodrigo Duterte to further step up the campaign against illegal drugs, years after he admitted that he could not solve the problem that he once vowed to end in 6 months from the start of this term, in June 2016. The seizure of the more or less 809 kilos of shabu in Zambales, Bataan, and Cavite last week, Eleazar said, indicates that the syndicates are still operating in the country. Last week, 6 big-time drug pushers died in the operations in Zambales, where 500 kilos of shabu were seized, among them Shu Yuha, who was tagged as one of the biggest shabu importers in the Philippines. Also killed was Bashar Bangon, known as the key player in illegal drugs distribution in Metro Manila and Calabarzon. In Bacoor, Cavite, 181 kilos of shabu were seized, and 3 others were arrested in the Bataan stakeout. The Department of Education on Monday formally opened classes for school year 2021 to 2022 with more than 24.6 million students from kindergarten to grade 12 enrolling. Just like last year, Education Secretary Leonor Briones declared victory and success on the opening of classes for this school year amid the coronavirus pandemic. A total of 24,603,000 students have enrolled so far as of Monday morning based on the initial data of the agency. Briones said, and I quote, "Nonetheless, as of today, 24,603,822 learners have returned to schools, excluding those who have enrolled in our alternative learning system, as well as those in overseas schools. So we are expecting the numbers to grow even bigger and higher as all the reports come in," end quote. For his part, Education Undersecretary for Field Operations Rev. C. Escobedo noted enrollment has been extended until September 30. They're hoping that this month they will be able to surpass the enrollment number in the last school year 2020 to 2021 because this September 13, they already have 24.6 million enrollees at the opening of classes, Escobedo added. Vehicle traffic congestion in Metro Manila is expected to rear its ugly head anew when post-pandemic economic activities double or triple the number of people traveling to work or go to school. Even with the mobility restrictions caused by the different levels of community quarantines imposed to stem the spread of COVID-19, traffic congestion lingers in the capital region. This scenario, according to Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Traffic Czar Bong Nebriha, may be blamed in part on urban migration of people from the provinces. He said the MMDA has been studying the causes of traffic congestion, and it turns out people from the periphery of Metro Manila are one of the causes of this congestion. Traffic problem is due to urban migration. 13 million is the population in Metro Manila, but come daytime it swells to 15 million already, he explained. Nebriha pointed out that residents of nearby provinces like Cavite, Laguna, Bulacan, and Rizal go to Manila on a daily basis to work or do business, and face-to-face classes resume to study. People from nearby provinces are all going to Metro Manila to work, study, and do business, thus we need to address that, he said. The traffic czar pointed out that the government projects like the light railway transit extension to Antipolo City and the Metro Rail Transit 7 to the province of Bulacan are intended to ease traffic congestion. All of these projects are geared towards addressing the traffic problem in Metro Manila, particularly the major thoroughfares, Nebriha said. He cited the EDSA bus carousel as one of the ways government is trying to resolve traffic congestion by improving the public transport systems in the National Capital Region. Feeder routes have served the rapid bus system are also on tap to be joined by the north-south subway system presently being constructed, the MMDA official said. EDSA is C4, and then we have Katipunan Avenue, which is C5 road, and the subway will traverse from north to south, which is C4.5 in between C5 and EDSA, he said. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Home to TOFA Awards since 2011.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. And for our world news, 20 apartments, 100 cars, tens of thousands in gift certificates. These are just some of the prizes up for grabs for Russians later this week. All they have to do is vote. After a year that saw a historic crackdown on the opposition and with President Vladimir Putin's United Russia Party floundering in the polls, authorities are doing what they can to drum up interest in parliamentary elections taking place over 3 days from Friday to Sunday. So signs around Moscow are touting 1 million prizes for voters who cast electronic ballots in the election, which looks set to hand United Russia another majority despite its unpopularity. With top Kremlin foe Alexei Navalny in jail and other opponents sidelined, critics say the vote is little more than a rubber stamping of Putin's allies. Campaigning has been lackluster, with debates consigned to late-night television slots and many voters in Moscow showing little enthusiasm. Employers Confederation of the Philippines President Sergio Ortiz Luis Jr. on Tuesday clarified that the group is not against the proposed Bakuna Bubble, but maintained it is not enough to ensure economic activity in the country. In an interview with Daily Tribune's Gising Na, Ortiz Luis noted that based on the figures from the government, the number of fully vaccinated people are still limited compared to those who are still unvaccinated.
Ito sa sinasabing bubble. Pero ang sinasabi lang namin, hindi para sa ano yun, baka maging katwiran lang yun para sasabihin nila, pinagbigyan namin kayo doon sa bubble, yung mga bakunado papasok. Hindi kami against. Sinasabi na hindi enough yun. At marami rin sa mga hindi makakapasok, marami rin na hindi magbubukas na hindi tatagsa dahil hindi naman sufisyente na yun lang baka bakunado customer. Hindi kami against.
He said employers will be forced to stop their operation because of limited capacity allowed by the government. According to Ortiz Luis, many of the fully vaccinated are also senior citizens. Ortiz Luis said that the threat of the Delta variant will remain and measures should be implemented to ensure that health protocols are observed while allowing establishments to operate. And that wraps up the stories this morning. But before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta Center, the Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista, and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning!
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.